I was like 16 or 17, and I made out with
Yeah.
a girl, and I didn't like it. I did not like it. It grossed me the fuck out. And I was like, I don't like vagine. I like the peen.
You like don't like the vagine, you like the peen.
Yeah. I
Well,
mean,
I
like,
guess that's a
I,
great way to start.
I was a little bi curious, like, let's be honest. And no, I found out at a very young
Yeah.
age that I don't care for women like that.
Well, that's good. It's good to learn yourself. And by the way, welcome everybody. Hi, I'm
Hi,
Aaron.
I'm Erin too.
And this is the Aaron and Aaron show, episode 3. We have
Yay!
yay, we made
Third
it 3
time's a
episodes in.
charm.
Yeah, well, we tried to make this. This is the second, third episode we had. You know, the other one was just. I mean, it was a little bummed out. We weren't in great places,
No.
but it happens. I would eventually like us to get to a point where we can still have these when we're not in great places. But to be honest, YouTube doesn't need to know everything. You know,
Yeah.
you guys should fucking be happy that we're as open as we are.
Yeah.
But anyway, today's show, it's probably going to be a short one. I'm going to go see Avengers Endgame, the re-release for my brother again, which you know he hasn't seen it. He hasn't seen it the first time, which is he's like one of the only few people in the world who hasn't. So he'll be in for a fan service the movie.
Yay.
Yeah,
Yay.
it, which I like Russo brother movies, especially our favorite, Civil War. No, sorry,
Winter
first
Soldier.
not the first Avenger, Winter Soldier. Yeah, Winter Soldier. I always forget. I always call Winter Soldier Civil War, but they're almost like companion pieces to the,
They are.
but yeah, we're gonna go see that, and he's gonna be in for a surprise. It's a great movie, but it ain't gonna go how he thinks. He hasn't seen any spoilers. It's been this
Oh
long,
shit. That's really
and he
rare.
hasn't
Cause
seen any
like that's
spoilers.
before
Yeah.
I saw the movie, I spoiled it to death.
Oh, I was trying so hard. I was trying so hard not to
You know
get
what?
it
I wasn't
spoiled.
even trying. I was just like, fuck it. Like the first night that shit came out, I went to Wikipedia because I'm like, someone can know upload the entire plot summary, and I read the entire
Yeah.
thing, and I knew exactly what happened before I saw it.
Well, let me ask you a question. Does that deter from your experience at all? Don't you
Oh
think
yeah,
maybe if you fucking surprise, the
yeah.
ceiling of the surprise is because I read spoilers or watch videos on spoilers for a lot of movies, and there are very few movies, but Endgame was one of them. Very few movies where I'm like, shit, I wish I didn't know the plot of this one. What as but then you just keep on reading it, and you're like, oh man, this sounds so cool. But I have to say, in terms of talking about issues with movies, even though this is not what we came to talk about. By the way, the topic's supposed to be money.
And we're gonna get to it.
So
We
just
just this is just a blip in the radar.
yeah, yeah, just a little blip. But yeah, so in terms of issues with the movie, the final act. I understand the final act of Endgame. Spoilers. Anyone who hasn't seen it uh, is sort of the final the final rally cry of Captain America and of the Avengers finally saying the famous phrase "Avengers Assemble" with everybody who came back. Uh, I felt like the scene was great, but the problem I have with the Russos, they do intricate action very well.
Yeah.
Big action. I don't know if they're great at it, big action. I don't think it was. I think there was a lot going on. It
Oh
just got.
yeah, especially with
I
all
don't.
that time travel shit. Like, damn.
Yeah, and the final act with all the Avengers battling Thanos and his army. What it looks cool, but I've always felt like it still seemed smaller than it could have been.
Really? I didn't get that feeling.
I don't know, cause I knew why they made Avengers, well, Captain America: Civil War small. With Team uh, Tony and Team Cap. I knew why they made that small because they wanted to save it for Endgame. You know what I mean? They wanted to save it for the giant combination event because Civil War in the comic books is another one of those big events. So they saved it, and I just didn't feel like it was big enough. I didn't feel like other characters didn't have enough time. I felt like they could have put more scenes of like some of the some of the newer movies characters that have garnered more acclaim. Like Black Panther could have got more to do.
Oh
Uh,
yeah.
I felt like Spider Man did a few things and maybe he cried at the end, which was nice. But and even Doctor Strange, because in Avengers Infinity War, Doctor Strange was fucking awesome. I don't like Doctor Strange was justified in Avengers Infinity War, especially when he sort of did his stupid hand spells and sort of made like multiple versions of himself pop out, and then all those versions pop out at Thanos. It was very cool. Uh, it was very cool. But
I
then
always thought
in
that
Avengers,
the first Avengers movie was big, was bigger than all the other Avenger movies.
the first one,
Because yeah, like personally, like on some sort of level, they had to come in with a bang, and they did.
yeah.
And I
Well, it's
never, I
also a
wasn't a
different.
fan. I was not a fan of the Avengers. My mom dragged me to that movie with her, and I did not want to go. I was like, no,
Yeah,
man, I'm not into superheroes. Like, no. But I sat and I watched
yeah.
it. And in the beginning, I'm like, God, this is stupid. Look at Loki. He's so stupid. And
Who would have known the future
I
would
was
be in
just
love with all
like,
these characters?
and when he just showed up there, like on the platform, and he's all like, got that creepy fucking smile, and his hair is all slicked down and shit. And I'm just like, you gotta be fucking kidding me. This is the most stupidest shit I've ever seen in my life. And and then by the middle of the movie, I was like, okay, all right. I actually found myself wanting to see how this shit went. In the beginning, not so much. I kept thinking I was on my phone. I was playing on my phone. But then, like, because I was there mainly for Thor. That's how I fell in love with
Yeah,
that. I was because of Thor. I wasn't big on Captain America yet. But then, they all came together and shit, and that's how I ended up liking Loki a whole lot. And but I thought the first Avengers movie was the biggest of them all, and like the second movie, kind of like had a very plateaued feeling to it.
yeah. What Age of Ultron?
Yeah,
Oh, that movie was just bland. It was bland, but it was a sign of the comedy to come. Because I don't feel like they changed their approach too much. They might have changed the art direction. Because remember in Avengers: Age of Ultron, they had all those big slow motion scenes with all the actors, all the
yeah,
characters.
like the part
W-
where the
w-
camera is circling around the group, and you see, and I know for a fact I saw the backstage behind the scenes of Chris Evans doing that flip.
Yeah,
That was actually him doing it. And when I first saw it, I'm like, they might have used a body double for that shit. But no, that was
yeah.
actually him. And I was super impressed. I'm like, damn, he can fucking move.
Yeah, which you notice they never used those slow motion because I know what they were getting at. They were trying to do like the big splash pages of comic books. You read a comic book and the first thing you see is all the characters on screen.
Yeah.
They wanted to get that effect, but the translation wasn't that well. But the Russos stopped those flourishes real quick. I was kind of hoping in Avengers Endgame that they would actually have one slow motion scene as a callback to that movie. But no, they did not have not one slow motion scene in that movie because they were like, no, we're not doing that shit anymore. But the comedy stayed the same. I felt like even Ultron's comedy, like his it was very dry. I feel like the comedy inside of Avengers: Age of Ultron persisted throughout all the movies afterwards,
Yeah.
but it just didn't get any credit.
Yeah.
But anyway, we should get into our topic of the day finally.
Money. Cha-ching.
Yeah, the cheddar. Yep, money. So
Something
what were
that
you
I
gonna?
do not have enough of.
Oh man, yeah, that's step one. We don't have enough money, hence why we're doing this on YouTube. We're pushing our souls out on YouTube and hoping some residual income eventually comes back. It's not just about money; it's about creating
No.
something. But money helps, but it is also the root of all evil, as they say. Correct?
Yes. Yeah.
You know.
And
So
like they always in a lot of like research and whatnot, it's always said that only 1% of the population has money. And
Yep.
that's, I don't know, is that like the whole world?
Mm, the whole I don't know.
Like when they say
When
1%
it
of the
comes to numbers,
population, are they talking about America or are they talking about the whole world?
um, I think they're talking about the whole world when they talk
Okay.
about the 1%. But
Okay.
the 1% is always juxtaposed between the 1% of America and the 1% of the world. Because I believe, I mean, the numbers could be off, so I'm going to use a broader number. But I believe if you make more than $50,000 a year, You're making more than 99% of the rest of the world in America, in American
Yeah.
dollars. So if you make
Mm.
more than $50,000, you too are part of the relative 1%.
Yeah,
But
remember on did you ever have a MySpace?
of course, I had in MySpace. Who
Do
didn't?
you remember they had an option on there to list your fucking income?
Oh, how pretentious! How
I know,
fucking
right?
pretentious that was.
I
I
always
do remember that.
I always said rather not say cuz to be honest, at the time I was signing up, I didn't know what my income really was. And I know it was low.
Yeah,
It's always been low. And I was just like, why do people need to know this shit? Really?
yeah. Well, because you didn't know a lot about the world, and some people do. Some people want to signal their status to the rest of the world. Uh, yeah, and those are called assholes. You know, oh yeah, because everyone thinks social media is about self-expression. No, all we're doing is trying to project back pussy. You
Yeah.
know, men at least, or women. Women want to find a partner. That's all it is. But anyway, money super important. But that's why, because it's this is where we get into the more liquid arguments become solid. Is what are the functions of money and what can make it good or evil. So, but you're under the impression from what we talked about before that money is. Do you think money's evil? Like just on its
Yeah,
face?
there's like to an extent, it's definitely evil. It drive, and for some people, it drives you towards your passion. You everyone has some sort of relationship with money. Everybody on this planet has a relationship with money in some capacity or another, unless you're like a Mormon or not a Mormon, like a hermit. You live up in the mountains
Yeah,
or something. But um you either you're either always wanting more, finding ways to get more, or you have so much of it that, like Bill Gates, he has this house. I've seen the house. You can see it on Google Earth. You can look it up. This house is ridiculous. Him and his family, like,
yeah,
you got so much money. Like, he has so much money coming in that I've read about him that he sends out like 90% of his income to charities and shit like that, and he still has so much too much money. And I'm just like, damn. Like,
Yeah,
damn, what? That
you
must
would
be
think.
nice. Like, you don't have to want for anything.
Yeah. Well, but is that by nature evil that he had a product that was because I don't know if money is evil just for what it is. Uh, because he made something that the whole world needed, or the whole world thought they
Yeah,
needed
I
or
mean,
wanted
and okay,
enough
I
to,
guess
to give him
to
all
s-
theirs.
to say money is evil, I guess that's the wrong way. Money is just, I don't know. It's just complicated.
It's not complicated. It's the system, because our whole system is based around money.
Yes.
I I'm just learning about what money is. At 33 years old, money is just I mean, there are iterations of money in things like video games or experience points. You get enough
Yeah.
in an
Like
RPG, you get experience points, you
in
learn
Grand
things,
Theft Auto,
and you
I could never get enough money. I wanted money to buy guns so I could shoot people and shit
yeah
like that. And so I would get cheat codes and I would have like a $1 billion in my up there in the corner, and I'd have like an immense amount of guns and shit. I didn't even need the money. I don't even know why I downloaded that cheat code. I didn't need the money. I just downloaded the gun
yeah
cheat code. But like as I told you before, there's a lot of money, but there's not enough of it.
yeah. I don't know if there's I don't know if the distribution of it is doled out fair enough. I would say that I never want to say take money away from people, because free market is what drives is supposed to ideally drive America and the rest of the free world. Uh, but there's a reason why they went from exchanging goods to paper to assigning value to paper money. There's I do believe you are on something when you're saying money is evil, because I don't know the history of it, and I haven't studied enough yet to know the history of money, which is probably a good thing to study. We both have to
I
find
know
figure that shit
something.
out.
Fun fact: back like hundreds of years ago, instead of people using whatever kind of money there was, when chocolate was discovered, that was a form of currency. I went to a museum in California, and one of them was a chocolate exhibit in the museum, and it talked about the history of chocolate, dating all the way back to like BC times. And when chocolate became a big thing in like the 1700s, it was used as currency. So people didn't eat that shit; they would exchange it. And
What?
yeah, look it up.
Who was the first radical to ever take $5 and go
They're like,
you know
man,
and just eat that shit?
should I use my $5 gold bar of chocolate to buy a pair of slacks, or should I eat it? And they're just like they took that bite and they're like,
Holy shit.
and they just fucking like, and
Ate all their money, and they're
all
like,
their money
no
was
more
gone.
chocolate denominations, no more chocolate. There are there are
Someone
there are
someone came up with that idea
millionaires.
to eat it, and now chocolate is just one of the biggest things in the world, man.
Yeah, they're like, wait a minute, I can sell this money so people can eat it. Now I don't. Now here's the thing though. I don't think they stopped that concept of people eating their own money. This is where consumerism comes from. Think about what people do when they buy a scratch off. You're just eating money, or when people go to gamble at the casino, or when you just buy
Junk food,
something junk food,
fast
or something
food.
you don't need,
Yes.
fast food, uh, uh, the iPhone. All you're doing is eating your money. All you're doing is just feeding it, but instead of eating it yourself, you're feeding it back into the system.
Yes.
You're feeding it back into, you know. Now I don't, man. But the reason why, but this is going into consumerism. This isn't money itself, because this is why. This is why I say I don't want you don't attribute the evil to money, just money, because there are systems in place around money that could be more nefarious. If that makes sense.
Yeah. I've
Like
I've I've
for
thought I've
what?
had random ideas in my head. Like I when I'd be laying there in bed thinking about my debt or whatever, and I'd be like, I wish we had a society where people would just do things for each other without expecting anything in return. But then I was thinking, but no,
Oh,
that
what
would
sort of
give
hippie
that
shit
would
is
give
that?
humans that would give humans zero motivation to get up
Wait,
and go to work and
I,
not
I, I,
get
I
paid.
I have to stop you on that. I have to stop you on that. I agree that that is a pie in the sky idea, but will that will that make will that give people zero inclination to work? I think is lies. I think it's bullshit because I think that's more a Republican white person argument, you know. But think about it. What if what if people were just focused on their passion and helping each other? Your job is help each other, which means you want to feel good today. I want to help 20 people today instead of 15. Like I feel like people the motivations would be
Oh yeah,
different.
there are definitely people out there who would do shit
Yeah.
for nothing in return except maybe a smile or a thank you or a handshake. You know, shit like that. That's all they want, and
And we
that's
call those
really
guys
good.
suckers.
But no, I think a
Yeah,
lot of no, like those are if they know what they're walking into, that they're not expecting anything in return, like humanitarians and shit like that. Then they know what the business they got into. That they're gonna like when you go to a soup kitchen. No, yeah, and you just go there and you just feed the homeless, and then you just leave and you like worked your ass off all night, and then you just go home without any money,
yeah.
nothing.
But here's my question about humanitarianism. What's your motivation? Are you doing it because you're just super humanitarian? Because again, we're going by the systems that are in place. You know, the boxes that we put ourselves in. You know, and going back to Bill Gates, he must be the biggest humanitarian in the world, right? Because he's giving all his money away. I know for a fucking fact there's a denomination of money out there. You can once you start making a certain amount of money, you're playing a fucking video game at that point. You're
Yeah,
playing a fucking you're playing The Sims. When if you make $1 billion, you're playing the fucking Sims in life now. That shit doesn't matter. It may, but you're using it to appear a humanitarian by giving all your money away. Fuck that. I don't do I think Bill Gates is the next Jesus because he gives half of his gazillionaire money to charity? Fuck no. I'm not falling for that game. I know what that is. Once you have dumb money where the money where money to real money to me looks like monopoly money to him, his actions become meaningless to me. It's his true intentions. So yeah, that's where the evil, that's where the shaky parts of money
well,
come in.
if you were a millionaire if you were a millionaire would you give any of your money away to charities?
Uh, no, I'd start my own fucking charity and then give money to that.
Oh, okay, okay.
You know, I don't trust any of these charities. I don't trust any of these mother. I don't trust anybody. I
Okay.
would I would just start feeding money into places that I want to without saying
Well,
it. You know,
do you have an idea? Like just like a pipe dream. Like, what would your charity be? What would it be supporting?
oh, okay, I can tell you that right now. I thought of a charity for myself, you know, and it was called, and I haven't told anybody this. I mean, I've told a few people, but I've never uttered it out into the cosmos. I wanted to start uh, not even a charity organization, something called Bridge the Gap. That's what it's called. And I would find, you know, some good, well-meaning white folks, and I would bring them, you know, good lawyers if they exist, good financial people, you know, and I would hopefully this could generate income for them too, to come and speak in at you know some of these black high schools and shit about financial responsibility, about saving money, about the secrets to the game they're not fucking telling you until you're 30. Shit like that. It's called Bridge the Gap. It's taking well-meaning people, and to inform the uneducated inner city youth. What I mean, I don't mean uneducated by uh, by math and history and all that bullshit. I mean uneducated in the game. I'd even
Okay.
call it change the game. I don't care. But it's to educate people. That's what I
Yeah.
would do. You
I never
know.
thought of a charity for myself ever. Maybe that means I'm a selfish human being, but I guess because since I've never had money, I've never considered it.
Oh yeah, my dreams don't go that far in terms of my head. Like that's as far as they got in my dream, because it's hard to dream when you don't have anything.
Yeah.
Because if the internet hasn't noticed by now, uh, we some broke motherfuckers right here. You know, we some broke
Hell
motherfuckers, and
yeah.
a lot of people are. A lot of people are, and that's okay. That if unfortunately money is seems to be the highest accolade in this world now. I don't think it was always like that. I hope not.
Well,
But so
I mean, in medieval times, there was only the poor and the rich. There was no middle class. You know, there were the
oh,
kings
we're
and
getting right back to
queens,
that shit.
the kings and queens, and then there were the peasants.
Yeah.
And
Oh, we're
then as the centuries went on, a middle class began to bloom. And but now they're always now you hear stuff like the middle class is starting to become like non-existent again. That's what
oh
I've
yeah,
heard.
it's out of here. They're getting them out of here. But I think this is all the time we have for today.
Oh, okay.
No, we're gonna have to have a more focused conversation about this money talk soon. I could probably even name this the Aaron Show episode 3 part 1.
Yeah.
you know, and then episode 3 part 2 Endgame will be coming shortly, guys.
Okay.
Yeah, but my brother's here, and I haven't seen him in a long time, and he's swamped just as much as me. So we're gonna go see Avengers Endgame and escape the horrors of reality for a little bit. You know, but thanks for watching. Like and
Like and
subscribe.
subscribe.
Woo! This is a shorter podcast, or hopefully you guys like it just as much. We're
Yo,
gonna
when you
start.
see the movie, text me when you get home and let me know what the extra shit was in it.
I read about the extra shit. It's not a big deal. They
Oh,
kind of half-assed this one from what I've seen, but the movie was great. So hey, my brother's seen it for the first time. He's just gonna do a little extra. But
okay.
yeah, and anyone who watches this, uh, tell us your favorite Marvel movie. That'd be awesome.
Yeah.
And enjoy the free music that's been playing in the background. It's oh, I don't know if this is copyrighted or not, but I hope not. Because it switches, so I don't know if it switched to some copyrighted shit. Hope
Oh.
not. But
All right. Have a
love
good
you guys.
night. I'll talk to you later. Bye, YouTube.
Bye YouTube. Woo! Like, subscribe,
Yay!
ring the bell button, whatever the bell is. They're talking about that bell shit. Ring it. See you guys later.